You all probably heard of the new generation of My Little Pony. Whether you like the show or not, you have to admit that it's been quite successful over the past few years. However, it raises the question, why would someone remake an 80s toy commercial into a modern-day cartoon series? Maybe the person who made the show was nostalgic about their childhood My Little Pony toys. But could it be something else? I remember reading this article online a few months ago. It was about 6 boys who all went to the same school and died on the same day, March 15th, 2005. I forgot about it until I saw an episode of the show on TV one day, and I thought that the characters seemed very similar to the boys in the article. I decided to go online and search for the article myself. After searching through Google, I found the article, and I was right. There is a definite connection between them. The first boy, Peyton Doyle, was a shy and timid young boy. He was the youngest. He was 13. He was obviously the inspiration of Fluttershy due to his personality and his love for animals and creatures. People always saw Peyton as a shy and introverted young boy, but what his classmates and teachers didn't know was that he was constantly being abused at home by his mother and stepfather. His mother conceived him when she was 15 and blamed him for ruining her life. This made Peyton extremely self-conscious. When his stepfather moved in, this made the neglect much worse. Peyton's life became a nightmare. His stepfather was allowed to slap or punch him for talking out of turn. Eventually, his stepfather became an alcoholic and started beating Peyton constantly for no reason. He was often starved and sometimes forced to sleep outside. Since he dressed in shabby clothing and had low self-esteem, he was often bullied and was very unpopular. His only friends were animals his family would make him get rid of. One night, his stepfather beat him so bad that he had to be hospitalized. When the authorities found out, his stepfather was arrested. Peyton's mother was furious and blamed him for everything. Out of guilt, Peyton committed suicide by slitting his own wrist and cutting his throat. The next boy, Trevor Walters, was always one of the popular boys. He was adopted from England and lived with a wealthy couple who resided in the richest part of town. Trevor was handsome, rich, smart, and seemed to have the perfectly charmed life. However, his adoptive parents argued constantly, and Trevor knew that they only married each other out of money. He was held up to a high standard, which made him a perfectionist. He always dreamed of being a fashion designer and to live in Paris, but his adoptive father wanted him to become a businessman instead and remain in the wealthy part of the neighborhood. For the most part, his adoptive parents ignored him. They only cared about appearing rich but in reality, they were in debt and losing money constantly. This is what got Trevor interested in clothes in the first place. He designed his own clothes to maintain the appearance of wealth. Trevor died in a car crash. While his parents were driving him to school, they got into an argument over money and passed a stop sign. Another vehicle collided into the side of their car. His parents survived with minor injuries, but the same could not be said for Trevor. His neck was snapped on impact. He was clearly the inspiration for Rarity. Then there was Owen Lennox. Owen was always interested in sports. His father encouraged him to do well and held him up to a high standard. Because of this, Owen became very competitive, and he excelled in many sports, football in particular. By the time he was in high school, he was being noticed by many colleges around the country, and this caused him to be popular. He always dreamed of competing in the Olympics, but sadly, his dream would never come true. When he was 17, his mother, who was told she could never have another child, had a son. When his baby brother was born, his parents hardly paid any attention to him. He focused all of his energy into football. He'd practice for hours every day, neglecting his family, friends, and even his grades. Soon he became so desperate that he started injecting performance-enhancing steroids. What he and his family didn't know was that he had a mild heart condition that the steroids had worsened.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence.
Up to school at all, due to the fact that he had to spend most of his time working and helping other families with yard work in order to support his family. He died when he fell in front of the path of a malfunctioning tractor he was operating. The inspiration for Twilight Sparkle was an A+ honor roll student who went by the name of Brendan Blake. He was held up to a high standard by his unloving parents and his older brother. His older brother was also an A+ student who was on the honor roll and who excelled in many sports, which made him extremely popular. Because of this, Brendan always felt like he was in his older brother's shadow. Brendan then became determined and started studying hard so he could excel in his grades. This made his parents very proud and even more delighted at the fact that they had two gifted children to brag to their colleges about. Eventually, a school for the gifted started to notice Brendan's high academic scores and became interested in him. But in order for him to be enrolled, he had to pass a test. Brendan was then put on constant stress by his parents, and even more by himself. He studied so hard to the point to where he neglected his friends, and to the point where he wouldn't eat or sleep. On the day he was scheduled to take the test, he was so stressed out at that point that he blacked out and forgotten everything he studied. He failed miserably. His parents were deeply ashamed of him and expressed it to him every day after that. He then became very depressed and enraged at himself. In his own rage, he committed suicide by stabbing a hunting knife into the center of his forehead. What makes this even more disturbing is that in the show, Twilight Sparkle is a unicorn, hence the nature of Brendan's death. The inspiration of Pinkie Pie was probably the saddest story out of all the boys. The last boy, Joe Winko, was an adopted child who lost his parents while he was a toddler. Due to this, he suffered with depression throughout his whole entire life. His unloving adoptive parents, who only adopted him for financial benefits, were annoyed by his constant forlorn state and hired a psychiatrist to put him on antidepressants. Even though the antidepressants worked decently, this caused many side effects. They altered his personality, which made him become hyper, outgoing, and impulsive. His teachers and classmates were often annoyed and irritated by the way he acted, and figured that he was just trying to get attention. He often dressed in over-the-top, flamboyant pink clothing, which caused him to be even more unpopular. In reality, all Joe wanted was friends to keep him company. But deep down inside, he knew it would never happen. This made him even more depressed. His psychiatrist then prescribed an even stronger medication for him. But what he didn't realize was that Joe's brain was clearly incapable of handling the chemicals from the medication. Eventually, the medication caused his brain to suffer from a chemical meltdown, which made Joe lose touch of reality. He would hallucinate and hear voices. He died when he jumped off a building after one of the voices told him that he could fly. To make this last fact even more chilling was that Pinkie Pie was originally designed to be a Pegasus in her early development sketches. You may be wondering why someone would make a sweet children's show inspired by such depressing events. Perhaps whoever created the show wanted to give the boys closure. Think about it. In the show, Fluttershy is an animal caretaker and is able to take care of all the animals she adores. Rarity is a successful fashion designer with loving parents. Rainbow Dash is an incredible athlete who is loved and acknowledged by every pony in Ponyville. Applejack runs one of the most successful farms in all of Equestria. Twilight Sparkle was accepted in the school for gifted ponies, and is highly educated, and now a princess, who was crowned the smartest student by Princess Celestia. And Pinkie Pie is popular and friends with all the ponies all over Ponyville. And she is happy, without a single care in the world. Maybe, just maybe, whoever made the show wanted to give the boys what they always wanted. And I think they're all happy. All of them are happy.